These days, if you're looking for a new job, all you have to do is become friends with the new SNP leader, Humza Yousaf, and it will create you a fake job and use taxpayers' money to fund you. Okay, let's go back to Scotland. Let's talk about the SNP crises. There's so many crises right now. All the scandals that we've been talking about over the last few months have been escalating. Recently, we talked about how Humza made a new role, gave his close friend and ally, Jamie Hepburn, this guy, a new job that's not even a job in his government, called the Independence Minister. Considering that, and we talked about this recently, the issue we have is that the reason it's a fake job is that we discovered that since Jamie became the new Independence Minister, he hasn't actually done anything. They literally don't do anything. He hasn't even spoken in the Scottish Parliament. So, and considering that yesterday we reported that the senior figures of the SNP have already given up on the Scottish referendum and they know they've lost that battle, why do you need an Independence Minister? So this job actually is worth £97,000 a year. And of course, on top of that, you got expenses and all the gravy train beauties and everything else. And he gave it to Jamie Hepburn, who's a close ally and friend of the new First Minister. He was designated as the Skexit Minister when a new cabinet was appointed at the end of March. Now, he's entitled to a salary top-up of £31,854 in addition to his MSP salary of almost £68,000. But now, obviously, he's under criticism, Humza Useless. And Mr. Useless said, "I make no apology whatsoever for having a Minister for Independence because, my goodness, we need independence now more than ever." Oh, my goodness. Humza doesn't actually know that the majority, well, clearly he does know that the majority in Scotland don't want independence, and the majority don't even support the SNP as a party because of the voting system. If they get 40%, then they can get into government. Although the way things are looking these days, every opinion poll shows that if the next general election happens now, they will lose every single seat, which is not good for England because that means the Scottish Labour Party will get all the seats and Starmer will get a majority. It's a lose-lose situation right now for our kingdom. But according to the Scottish Liberal Democrat MSP, Willie Rennie, he told the Scottish Daily Express that it's a small blessing that the Minister for Independence hasn't uttered a word about independence in Parliament since he was appointed. "I would pay his bus ticket to a Trappist monastery if it meant that he would never speak of independence ever again." Okay. His silence is evidence that the campaign for independence hasn't a prayer, which is why he should surrender his salary without delay. We even had the Tory Shadow Education Secretary Stephen Kerr saying that even when Jamie Hepburn was an education minister under Nicola Sturgeon, he was able to answer the odd question. Why is he so shy now? He's so shy and quiet. He's too busy washing his hair instead of talking about independence in Parliament. He's taking taxpayers' money, but he's not doing anything about the job. It's because it's a non-job job. It doesn't do anything. What does that even mean? It's sort of like, imagine when we had David Cameron as Prime Minister in 2015. Hypothetically, let's just say David Cameron is a Brexiteer and he's Prime Minister, and the referendum hasn't happened yet. Imagine if David Cameron then appoints a Brexit minister. It makes absolutely no sense. So, that's one issue. But the SNP have been an embarrassment to the country and to the world because every single time that they open their mouths or have some sort of policy, it becomes destructive. But that's one thing. But then as individuals, their politicians are also slightly embarrassing. So yesterday, during the coronation, we had politicians, we had many people attending the ceremony and everything else. So you had the senior figures from the SNP also being invited. Now, if you are a true SNP Republican, then you wouldn't even go, right? But, of course, Ian Blackford loves to go. Ian Blackford, on the right-hand side, you can see, not only he was there, he was wearing his SNP lanyard round his neck. His SNP lanyard during the coronation. Why? There is absolutely no reason to be promoting the SNP during a coronation. This is the one moment that is above party politics. Just shut up for one day. Just go to the buffet, have your lunch, and enjoy the day. That's all you have to do, Ian. You don't have to wear your SNP lanyard everywhere you go. This is not Comic Con. Anyway, that was the embarrassment of embarrassing moment that Ian Blackford had without any shame. Absolutely no shame. But the most important part is that the taxpayers are being completely taken advantage of by the SNP establishment, and somebody needs to put a stop to it. Well, we'll see if anything happens. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Mahyar Tousi, and we are the media.